Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. Welcome again to our ongoing campaign where we play Twilight 2000. And I don't even have the right background here. There it is. There's the background. So, whoa. So today we're continue this ongoing campaign. The player characters are back in Krakow, more or less. They're actually, I think if I move these things out of the way, um, they're kind of like around here, just outside of Krakow, um, at the, I don't know if it's still called that out of respect, but at the Pope John Paul II International Airport. So they've taken it over. That's where sort of the second base and compound of the Free Krakow Coalition is located, and mainly this is where the former Russian force of the Soviet, I feel like it's the Ninth Guards Division. I think that's what it's called, where they were recruited back in up in Warsaw, helped defeat the Black Baron, and have now been convinced to come down to live in the Krakow area. With them, of course, is the Free Krakow Coalition Air Wing, led by is he on here? Is he on here? Yes, this guy here. Volkov,
Vlad.
yes.
Vlad.
And Vlad, the pilot somewhere. I don't know where Vlad is on here. Um, and I think, yeah, and then further down are all the principal players down here. You can see. Um, and yeah, so I guess I'll introduce the players and tell me more or less who you're playing. You probably play more than one because that's what we've been doing. It's a big stable of different characters. You can see Volkov and Volkov's men up here, but also the people of the Liam's M113 up here as well. But they're not actually there; they're actually here, right? They're all back.
Hmm.
Oh, here is Pilot Vlad. There's Pilot Vlad and Volkov's men. The rest of them. Oh, I guess he went with for some reason. I don't remember why.
I think it was just on the
Oh,
map.
oh, you guys have two T-72s. Wow. Look at this. I have to do this now.
Because we had to,
Mhm.
borrow one permanently. It's not really stealing, it's strategically transferring equipment to alternative locations.
Yep. All right. So I guess since Amy spoke first, Amy, who are you playing?
I am playing Kasia and Florian Filipovich.
All right.
Okay.
And then we have Vince. Who are you playing, Vince?
We
Or how you?
we have uh, Rupert Kunz, who is a German vehicle uh, squad leader. So he has his Spokalux and his squad of guys.
Yep, these guys.
And then I also play Stephen Reed, who is a U.S. Marine. He's actually with the Recon as well as a wet work asset. So does a few special forces stuff and whatnot.
And these guys are actually here, like in Botch. Yep. So Reed and them took this vehicle.
And Reed himself is now a self-proclaimed vehicle commander as well.
Oh,
It is
they
okay.
have all sorts of assets, which is great. And the last time they summarily defeated uh, the ravagers of some very hard to pronounce Polish place. We just called them the RR, the Marauders RR, and they defeated them handily. A kind of sort of a dusk, early evening raid that featured a ridiculous infiltration by Vince playing Staff Sergeant Reed, Marine Recon, who did steal strategically, what is it? The acronym strategically.
Strategically
I
transferred equipment to alternative locations.
Yep. But and
It's
he
actually a U.S. Army acronym that
right.
every branch claims.
And he was able to sneak in because he was the knight and with such a super critical success, super role, um, and stole the T-72. Really blew up the command tent, and in combination with some bombs dropped, courtesy of Florian and Kasha in a yak, which is somewhere on here. What happened to the yak?
It's there somewhere.
Maybe it's on another map. Um,
It could.
an old prop plane yak training plane, uh, reconfigured. Krakow has the resources, and they've really cleaned up Krakow and helped out and made alliances. And when one of the alliances they made is, oh yeah, these bomb and rocket bracket pod things. Yeah, we can refurbish the yak.
Both of them.
As a note, they can re they can resupply behind with missiles to fill up those pods. Not
Mhm.
not the anti-tank ones, but definitely the equivalent the equivalent of the 15-inch rocket types.
Yes, we did not use the
I got a lot of
anti-tank
rockets
ones.
under that castle, huh?
We did not use the anti-tank ones with the Baron. We still have our own.
No, you have like two left, if not one.
Mhm.
Um, they're
But
not
we did not use what we had, so we don't have to borrow.
that fleeing BMP, um, I believe. So you have used a couple. Oh yeah, you used it against the T-72 up against the Baron too, or this T-80. It just blew up the T-80.
Mhm.
Great.
We used them. We used anti-tank grenades, but we did not use the missiles.
No, you used anti-tank missiles.
I don't believe so, but we'll
You
keep
did.
going.
You did. Because that's why it was such an impressive explosion. Anyway, so that's kind of limited. Those are hard to come by. The other rockets are just, you know, not as hard to come by. Anyway, they have, like I said, this burgeoning air wing as well. So anyway, so the RR has been destroyed. The new task, and maybe it's better if and this is a better looking map, truth be told, but I know I have more assets on another map. I think it's this one here. I think it's this one here.
I cannot get it to move.
Yeah. Oops. Oh no, it's spinning around like crazy.
Yes,
What is going on?
a lot.
Right. So the next big task is these guys here. And this is the kind of border or area or range of influence of the Soviet or remains of the Soviet 20th. And they've heard multiple reports. Um, Vlad went there and kind of messed with them in a way.
Volkov.
Volkov, sorry, Volkov went there and sort of messed with them. I'm going back to the other map because it's nicer. And I will shift ping you. Yeah, so we're here. We are back, and they have their influence is kind of right from if you zoom out a little bit, can you and go a little north? or I can do something. Right. So that's great. Okay, so their influence is sort of this triangle between Michov and Shizek Kichini, how do we pronounce that, and Zhardov, and they're kind of trying to push on to Ozhkov. So that sort of square or diamond in that area. That's sort of their influence. Maybe they might go as far east as this place. But definitely this is kind of the area of influence of the Soviet, ex-Soviet 20th. So we're gonna move. So I guess you guys, where we pick up, you guys meet back at the airport.
Yes.
You're expecting uh, Aldona with the yak to be here in a day and a half to 2 days.
A little less than that, about a day.
Yeah. And
And we are expecting an answer from Andre and Alexander, the former pilots. And we are also needing to call Julian back.
right. So, okay. And I know you wanted to send some assets out already, right? Before those people,
To recon.
huh?
To do the recon by the castle?
Yeah, to do recon in that direction or at least set things up.
Yes, because we want to make sure that if they send a scout that we get them.
Right.
Do you agree, Rupert?
Yeah, we just got to be careful about timing the recon. The reason is if it's like a short patrol, then they're going to be expected to do back and can award them. If it's a recon group that's like a scouting party that's going to be out for a few days, that will work in our favor.
Yeah.
Do you want to handle taking a recon group or do you want to not? It's up to you.
I'm about to say I think Reed might be the best one for it. He is
Okay.
a recon guy.
So we want to send them out after we have meeting in the water room, correct?
More than likely, yeah. It'd be a good idea to get ideas with it. If anything, we could have Rupert go with Reed because Rupert can be able to do communications to us and make a forward outpost, and then have Reed go into the actual castle that way.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so do you want to talk to the pilots first and then we'll jump to the recon group as they head out there?
Well, we had sent a note to the pilots
Yeah.
and wanting to know if they were going to assist us. If so, we were requesting them to meet us at the water room.
And you did that through the guy in Ostrovia, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Because we asked him how to get a hold of them and he was most helpful.
Right. Okay. I will see how this goes.
So we wanted to do that. But as soon as we finish with the water room, Florian needs to call his brother and tell him what coordinates to send the party to that he promised.
Right. And then you do have a list somewhere of what assets we wanted to bring, right, from both Krakow and what you're going to request from,
What has already been given to us? Yes.
yeah, and then what you're going to request
Elias?
from Siliesa, yeah.
Yes. 2 platoons. I would hope. Maybe more. I had it written down.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess when you go, as you're trying to find this guy,
The pilots,
right?
would they be coming?
Um, you get a strange message back. I guess this guy will send a runner, the guy from Nostrovi, who I will get the name
Hmm.
because that's important. I think I have a picture of him even.
I do believe so. Thought it was Henry.
Halecki, Henrik. Everyone's name is Heinrich or Dmitri
Or Adam.
or Adam. Yeah, yeah. No, that's not that guy.
He was on that.
That's been from a long time ago, right?
Not necessarily.
Major Pazwicki. There he is. Wow, that's a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
This guy here, Henrik Halecki. So he sends a runner, and it tells you the guy just doesn't want to fight anymore. He and the two pilots, they just want to make their bicycles. They have no desire. I don't know if it's motivation, but they have no desire for violence. I guess basically, maybe he comes up out himself. Halecki comes out himself because it's important, right?
He's somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah. So
He's
it's
a thief.
these guys. So this is Alexander. Uh, he flew. This guy flew helicopters in the Polish Air Force and is now at the bicycle factory. As is
Andre.
is that right? He's also yes. He also
Andre
works at the
was,
bicycle shop. Andre.
yes,
Yeah, they both work at the bicycle shop. The former Polish army captain.
yes.
So I don't know. Heinrich Halecki says, I know his background and I can introduce you, but again, I guess he didn't take my word for it.
Is there a way he could meet us at the Nostrovia?
Yes, I can. He goes, he should be coming. There's like a Domino's tonight, so he should be coming.
Rupert, do you want to play dominoes?
Ruber can play dominoes. He's familiar with the game.
Okay. We will be there then. We will finish with the war room and then we will maybe have some dominoes and karaoke's and beers and talk about the good old days and how he wants to help us.
Yep. Okay. Oh, how bizarre. Something's
I don't think it's bizarre.
no, something happened to my video. I didn't even notice. That's what is bizarre. Okay. All right. So everyone's convened there in the war room. Volkov gives you his report. He estimates we have probably about two or 3 days.
Something of that nature.
Right? He suspects that this Zampolit will go from where they ran into him at this farm, head back to the base at Shizheko Cini, or is it Chini? I don't know. So Shizheko Cini,
Sounds good to
and
me. SZ,
yeah, this place. This place here. Um, then he'll have to, in the morning, then he'll probably start moving out. So he probably didn't know until this morning. He's probably over there arguing. They probably would have head out maybe late today or tomorrow. So 2, maybe 3 days if we're lucky.
Good job, Volkov.
Yep. And
I
then
am very proud of what you have done for the Free Krakow Coalition. You make us all very proud and of family.
right. And just to reinforce, those 2 guys that you captured, they say that there's definitely bad blood between the Zempolit and the command and the leader.
Ogleta? Captain
I'll
Ogleta?
give you their names here.
I have Kazanov and Ransky. I cannot pronounce their names.
Yeah, one's kind of easy to pronounce. The other one's
Oglevka, I guess. Captain, and then I think you said the commander.
yeah, the Colonel Alexander Kazanov has taken command. I guess the division's effective strength is over 3,000 soldiers, but a quarter are brand new draftees. So much like Volkov says, well, much like in Warsaw, and maybe Ren would echo, much like in Warsaw, they would probably break pretty easily, or maybe they're actually,
Conscripted.
at best they are other Soviet deserters or marauders that have been incorporated. If we are lucky, they will be Polish that have been conscripted.
Yes, and Volkov, you said that you rescued your friends. I don't want to call them prisoners. We are not keeping them against their will. You said you found them at a farm just slightly outside of the castle.
I guess it was maybe halfway between Oshkov and their main headquarters.
Did you see approximately how many people were there, or was it hard to tell?
There was probably only about a small light platoon at best there. Varying loyalties to the Zempolit.
Okay.
This guy's Oleg Gortner.
Yes.
So Kazanov is a man caught in a bind. He has to balance the military discipline. But this guy, the Zampolit political officer, Captain Oleg Gortner, wants to take over the division. I don't know how much these guys knew.
Well, I know the ones that you brought back also told us that there are GRU there that came from Lupulin. I know you don't like them. I don't like them either.
No, so one guy said that he doesn't know if they're GRU there, maybe, but he definitely talks to people. He has these like late night radio conversations, I've heard. And I think with Libulin. So Kasha would know that's GRU.
Yes.
And those are the people who Rupert's been intercepted their communication, and they took out the guy who was working for Rapecki.
The bookkeeper, yes.
Yes.
Is it something you think Aldona needs to keep an ear on, shall we say?
Maybe.
Won't hurt. Any information is good information at this point.
So if we cannot get the 2 pilots to come and assist us, we will have to have a backup plan, except I have complete faith in you, Rupert, that between you and I, they will both want to help us. But let's say that we maybe don't win the drinking game. We might have to have Vlad fly one of those. So Volkov, you might have to be in the hand with Ren and I. Would you be amenable to that?
Right. So this guy probably says that likely Gortner will try to commandeer one of the tanks. He says they have uh, a few T-64s, maybe four T-62s. They've found trying to rebuild from scrap parts some T-55s. Um, which are older tanks.
How much of a threat do you think they are, Volkov? Obviously, the Zempolik, he's a bit of a loose cannon. But if we remove him from the situation and persuade him to maybe go away, is the rest of the 20th, do you feel as though they would be amenable to returning to Russia?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Rupert, do you have any questions for Volkov?
Nothing really. Um, Pretty much asked all the questions I would have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean a T-55 is a
It's
early
base
Cold War era tank. The
just
medium,
barely outside of World War II technology.
yeah, I
The
mean,
52s and then the 55s, and then they didn't actually start getting any better with their guns until the T-63s. T-64 is not much better.
mhm.
But
I mean
then
it
you
could
get
be
into,
um these guys. Let me see.
do you feel as though the Zempelit would come to the castle with a larger force to, shall we say, encourage you with their strength? It'd be a very Russian thing to do.
What do you mean?
Because I would assume he would come with a couple of BMPs, some tanks. There is talk that there's SAU-22 batteries there. I would think he would bring some.
Probably not. They probably keep those back.
I do know that one of the people that we were speaking to that you liberated drew us a map of the area where he would think things were being kept.
Yes, I do have a map somewhere.
Certainly, that would be a good thing to have so
And
that
the
we
main,
know what asset.
yeah, so usually these are like 100 millimeter guns, so um I don't know how
I mean, a
on the
battery of
T-55.
SAU-22s is quite large.
Yeah. And then they have like a coaxial, like a 7.62 coaxial, or maybe a heavy machine gun, like a Pinto. So that's kind of what it'd be. But they don't have very many of them. And
No.
so the listeners know, I am using sort of an amalgamation almost of the Black Madonna and what strength the Black Madonna has for the Soviet 20th Guards Tank Division, or what's left of it. So lots of manpower, um, a lot of patrols in soft skin vehicles, so technicals and jeeps and maybe canvas covered Zills, but not a lot of armored assets anymore. Um, right, this division used to be pretty large, but it's just been wrecked over the last 5 years. So, and they have BMP ones, some operational tanks, a lot of scrap, and then some T-55s that have been, you know, T-55s and a battery of SAU-122, so maybe a couple of those, but whether they're he doubts that they would move them. They would use them for defense, So
Mhm,
SAU-22 is a mobile howitzer, or is a, self-propelled howitzer.
mhm. Well, I have one more question for you, Volkov. If
Okay.
they are having prisoners gather food from farms, that makes me think that they might be in a situation where they are starving. Would you agree?
Yes, which it makes them dangerous because if they are trying to push towards Oshkov, he kind of shows a map. I mean, it's a straight shot almost to Krakow after past these hills, and this, ironically, this castle guards that pass.
Well, my thought is if we take out the Zempolit and we find a way to negotiate with them where they do not have to worry about the food situation, we exchange their help for, you know, we have lots of farms in the area. I'm sure we could help. At least keep them fed through the winter. I think maybe that would be the best way to negotiate with them. What is your opinion, Volkov? Yes, it makes them dangerous, but it also makes them desperate.
Right. That is my concern.
What is your opinion, Rupert?
I'm in the same thinking, just rushing them and trying to see about the conscription to see if we can remove the force and whatnot to it. Pretty much in the lines of Cassia.
Yes.
Is
All
Dimitri
right.
in
Well,
this group?
Dimitri and Adam should be there because
Okay.
that is the Warta, and I would assume the general is also there because he's the Ormo.
Um,
I would not see why we would not include them. Do you, Rupert?
No, unless they want to.
the general's
Yes.
probably not there. However,
Does he have a
That,
representative?
yeah,
that
you
would
probably the guy the we see maybe they give this guy a name. I don't know, but the guy who was in charge of your like recon the recon platoon that went with you guys.
yes. I don't know that we named him, did we?
I don't know. We'll see if they gave some names for some people, but we will see. And so the other book I'm using is Free Poland, a source book for Southern Poland by Penumbra, so it's through the Free League workshop for Twilight 2000. It actually has more or less very similar things to what the Black Madonna has, but gives it gives some more strength to certain groups than maybe is honestly. I even think that the GM's opinion, 3,200 people is kind of a lot for a group that's probably going to be starving um, in the
Mm.
in the winter. So that's a problem. So Volkov and actually Adam would probably say, um, I don't know, and Dimitri would echo, I do not know if yes, we have a lot, but
That would not
I feel like
dissuade
it is just
away.
enough for us. I do not know we can share. We already be. Let me see.
I am
We
not
are
saying that
dependent on
we,
importing food because there's really nowhere to grow it. But now we've taken control of significant areas of farmland on the borders. The farms are worked by the Robotniki, and they are paid in food and accommodation in the work camps that you've seen just outside the old town. They raise crops as food for consumption and animal feed. We have some livestock, but
well, what I'm thinking is not that we give them all of our reserves. I mean, obviously, they would have to make do with what they can hunt and fish.
yeah,
But if they wish to help in protection of the city,
he says, well,
then we would.
you've helped clean things up. Rationing, of course, um, gets abused. There was a great economy of trading in surplus ration chits, and Stanislav, I feel like, was trying to undermine us by doing that. You have helped us to crack down on it. Um, so we are trying to route that out. But
But I do think, I mean, we just brought in some of the crops. I know the farms on the outside that the marauders were constantly going after has some crops that still need to be brought in from, the farm that the kids and their parents were on. Now Sam's girlfriend.
well, yes, but that is for your own consumption. They're kind of outside, right?
Right. But they would be able to hunt and fish. What they find, they can eat. But it is my
I do not
opinion
think
that
I do not think we'd be able to accommodate 3,000 more mouths to feed, plus refugees from and from up there. And I'd
I would
rather,
rather they go home. But
I would rather save refugees and feed them if it comes to it than, no offense, Volkov, we have fought and spilled blood, but then Soviets.
there's one thing that you need to know about Volkov. He is not a Soviet. He did not agree with that. He's he's a Russian, but now we are all one family. I have a small garden on the top of our area that we eat from so that we do not have to take much from you. But I mean, they will be a little bit on their own finding food, but they should not be going out and taking people against their will to farm for them, shall we say, kind of like indentured servants. And I see that going on in Krakow too. It is something we need to tackle.
Mhm.
But I think if we all get together, we can find a way, a solution. But 3,000 is a lot of mouths to feed. I agree. And maybe we can ask for them to perhaps maybe go on the Vistula Queen. We will help them get back up. This may be a week journey for them to get back to, the area of Russia. In Belarus, I believe they still have food there. If my sources are correct. Is that what your sources would say as well, Dmitry?
My sources about who? I mean,
About
Silesia has a lot of food, but
I mean, if they offer their protection, maybe. That is up to Silius what they offer. I am saying, if when things are done, we help them get to Lupulin, and then from Lupulin they can transfer themselves back up that corridor over into basically, I believe where it would come out is the very edge of Russia. They can just travel up a little bit further and get to Belarus. I honestly do not know what is left in Russia. Been a long time since I've been back there. But I think that is where they want to be, is back home.
well, if we can convince them,
We can strongly encourage.
well, first things first then.
First, we have to give them a reason to leave. And we will be contacting Julian as well. I mean, there may be some that wish to stay and help him. They're not all bad, I don't believe. But I think most might be conscripted and want to go home. What is your opinion, Rupert?
I'm wondering, like for the refugees, we can see about helping them out with the mines, see if they still want to try to do farming, try to work the fields by Krakow, or because remember there's that farm close to Krakow we could try to upstart.
Yes.
And then maybe the mines that we met before, I know they might need people there too. The soldiers, though, I'm not sure. We may be able to see if some of them want to rehab, but even then, I'm not sure if we can. We would have to keep an eye on them just in case. It might be best to
And
send them up, but either send them on their way, but I'd rather not send them on their own. I'd rather them have an escort.
that's what
So I
I'm
think,
thinking is on the Vistula.
mhm. And hopefully it should be big enough to help them out. So I think
Yes.
you know, I think we're on the same ideas.
Yes. I mean, to be very honest, Russia in the winter, they normally eat the root vegetables and what they can find in the cabbages, which are starting to come. That should be the next ones that we are able to harvest before the winter actually hits. So I am hoping maybe since we planted as quickly as we could that it'll be ready in time, but not
Even
at
then, oh, go ahead.
not at the expense of anybody in Krakow or our refugees.
But even then, with Russia, if since it is getting to the colder weather, cold and travel is not always the best idea into Russia, just because the how harsh the winters can be, and travel can be slow, and thus use of more food. So I'm not exactly sure what we want to do because I doubt if we need more personnel for Krakow. But even then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if we can find some more information up at the castle, maybe we can figure out what to do with them. But I know that's not a solid plan to make a plan later, but it may be something that we may have to consider.
It
Just
is
kind of
something
wing
that.
it.
And now, Florian, did you and your brother not play near the castle growing up? I remember passing it when we would head there for journeys at Christmas time. It was so beautiful. Do you remember any farms otherwise that were there that may still be there?
Are you asking?
Florian?
Say that again. Sorry.
I was asking Florian if he remembers the area that we used to come when we would go from Warsaw to his parents' house for Christmas time. We would always pass the castle. He would tell me stories about how he and Julian and his other brother would play in the forests there.
Oh,
I
does
was wondering
he
if
says, oh yes, the I we used to go camping in that park.
were there
There's
not
the castle
livestock?
is, huh?
Was there livestock there?
I mean, there used to be. There used to be things to hunt. Who knows now?
Yes. But I thought there were farms that way too. My memories are very different than what the land is now, as is yours, and I don't want to bring up bad memories. Obviously, there are areas past the castle that is not safe for them to be in. But I'm just thinking if they, instead of raiding the castle, protect that area, stay there, they can stay there. They have plenty of water, I thought. They could fish. Don't know.
Who
I
you
will
know,
also,
maybe. I mean, but the winter is coming. That's the problem.
it is hard. I am not
And I'm sure
saying
the
it with
castle.
enough.
I'm sure the castle can take care of themselves. Volkov says that yes, yes, they seem to have. Or they believe they have stocked well for the winter.
I am not worried about the castle. I am worried about those that are willing to lay down their arms and basically want to return to Russia, but it is not safe to send them right now. But I agree with Rupert, maybe not the best plan to have a plan to say, we'll talk about that later, but maybe what we have to do.
So probably the representative of the general is, since he's going to supply a motorized reconnaissance company, is the battalion commander Pavel Duda.
Commander Duda?
Pavel Duda.
Okay.
Because they're going to supply a reconnaissance company, right, for this engagement. So people
Correct.
that kind of some of the group that went on that one side, right? Because that's all you don't want. A reconnaissance company would be about 84 men.
Correct. And the OT-65s? If I remember correctly, he said he would send 2 scouting parties equaling 84 men with an OT-65, an anti-tank battery, a Stinger, and he said he could also perhaps maybe come up with 100 men to send with an 84 group.
Yeah, well, the armored company has 2 scout car platoons with 8 men and 2 OT-65 each. That's
Okay, so that is what I was thinking of.
then 1 motor
And
rifle platoon with 26 men and 2 OT-64s. And then they can reinforce that with a motorized company of about 84 men with an 8-man anti-tank squad and 8-man machine gun squad as well.
Okay.
And they'll be in trucks as
The
opposed
truck,
to horses. So you'll have
which
the
is
armored company and the motorized company. So probably
And Adam, you said that
84 plus
you think
26.
yes. So that is the 110 men. And
Yeah.
Adam, you and Dimitri said that you were going to perhaps do 15-man platoons, 3 sergeants and 2-man squad with 6 riflemen
Who's that?
for the Huerta.
Oh yeah, and they can go with they can do recon because they have jeeps.
Okay, so they could recon.
Mhm.
So perhaps maybe, Rupert, we should have them reconning the farm area. The Huerta reconning the farm area, and then the Ormo standing on one side of the castle, and on the opposite side we have Cilias.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay, that could work. And we need to call Julian and find out, should we, I mean, Donna is right here. She has a portable radio that could reach him. We maybe call him now.
She's probably not there yet.
Well, but she's coming with a portable radio, but we have radio too.
You have that
We can,
KGB long range radio.
Would it be
yes.
long enough to reach from the castle back to Krakow, or do we need a waypoint?
I think it would reach. I mean, it would definitely reach if we use the Hein.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you want to use the Hein or do you want to have a relay? Because we
I
could
would
put the
rather,
Spock's lugs in the middle ground between them and then relay it like we did before.
Mhm.
I would rather relay, but right now I just want to contact
Put it at the
Julian.
edge of the range. I mean, it'd be no problem for the Hind. It'd be at the edge of the range for the vehicle radio.
Right, and we also have the airplanes that could be also relaying for us, but Aldona is bringing a portable radio, so that should be able to travel with you, Rupert, right?
He's got a vehicle
Or
radio too.
I'm gonna say Rupert has a specialized antenna on the Spock lugs.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily need the radio
No,
because
it's got some good range, right? I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
it's an improved communications just because that's what Rupert's specialty is. So he's been able to upgrade the Spock lugs to
you
have
can
a
probably
longer
get
range.
like 40 kilometers or so. So you'll be good to coordinate.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need to call Julian now to let him know where to have his troops come? Because Kasia is thinking We are what, couple hours travel time to the castle from Krakow?
Let's see.
Believe so, depending
Yes,
on how fast you want to travel. Otherwise, I think it may
Like,
be a day or two.
no, it's it's like a shift.
the
Okay.
shift to get there.
Yeah, 3/4 of a shift to get there.
And Cilliers is much further. So what I am thinking is we would all move out and take our places in the eve. We would head out kind of beginning of the dinner shift, get there, get kind of settled in. If you are looking at the castle, we would be to the left side.
Yeah, I mean, so yes, the main headquarters is 95 kilometers away, but their closest point, um, well, that's as the crow flies, but um, 70 kilometers. They take them 2 or 3 shifts, depending, to get there.
So we could leave out early evening, get to the castle, settle in. Then under the cover of darkness, we could bring the hind over.
Yeah,
And
that'll
I
take
think
your
we
time.
should
That'll.
think we should take the mortars with. And no Volkov, we are not taking any of the chemical bombs. No chemical.
What
If
about
you
the
pack
howitzer?
them and use them, I
Uh,
don't want to know. The howitzers, yes, I'm sorry, the howitzers. But we also have some mortars that would be easy enough to take with, or do you think it is not worth it?
mortars won't hurt to have,
Yeah, mortars would be.
especially for the farm.
Yes, and we should take the
You mean the
stills, right?
castle, right? Oh, that farm. Yeah, I mean, you could take some
Yeah.
83s. That's not a problem. But the 120s would be good to put on the high points.
Oh yeah, the
Mhm.
120s would be good for like the castle area and whatnot, but the smaller ones for the farm by the castle. I know it's not heavily armored, but it might help out with some freeing the refugees from causing distractions and taking out
You
a few
mean
of the
like
guys.
what farm are you talking? Which farm are you talking? Sam's farm?
No, the one up
No,
by the
Oh,
castle,
that one. Yeah, that would
where
be.
all the farmers
That's gonna
are.
be like a fast attack type. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
now. And I think as soon as we get there in the evening inside the castle, we would need to start the sales so that we can start compiling as much fuel as possible. Obviously, we would bring some compostables from Krakow with us so that we can start that. I
Mhm.
do not want to run out of gas.
Right.
So we would have to keep track of that. But I definitely think it could come up in the ambulance. And we would have the ambulance up there just in case we need to do any triage or surgeries, anything of that nature. Best to have the medical team there too.
Yeah, the
And I will
120
ask,
has a range of 750 meters. So
but I think before we head to the Nostrovia, I do need to ask you, Florian, to call your brother and tell him where to have his troops come. Just tell him to come starting early in that morning, then they get there by evening time. We can hold it till they get there. I think we have some time for them to get there. I want to move the hind in the cover of darkness, if you agree, Rupert.
I agree.
I know Volkov's agreeing. And if we cannot get the pilots to agree, then Vlad might have to fly one of the yachts and Sam the other one, and it doesn't matter who presses the button to drop a bomb. I would prefer somebody with, the ability. But I know Aldona can fly, and I know Sam can fly. And what do you think about the backup plan if we cannot get Andre and Alexander?
Sounds good to me. Solid backup plan.
I'd rather have a backup plan, and then if we don't use it, I feel better not using it. But yes, maybe Florian, can you get your brother on the radio now?
Yeah, we could try to do that.
Okay. Out of character, do you need me to roll, or are you gonna roll for him?
You can roll for a Florian. You can, since Rupert's there, you can give him bonuses. Rupert can set it up.
Okay, so make it a B instead of
Or you
C.
can have Rupert set it up and have Florian talk.
Oh, that's better.
Might be the best idea.
That's the best idea.
So you need a tech roll for
Yep.
communications?
Yep.
Okay.
And Florian, darling, if you wouldn't mind, sweetly reminding your brother that he promised.
You're connected.
Thank you so much, Rupert. You are always wonderful for us.
Rupert just gives a thumbs up and then hands the mic off.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Give me a
Give who?
I'm gonna roll something here. Hold on.
You did not set up a secure line, Rupert. I am
No, I
shocked.
can with communications. I can use an encryption if I need to.
When the GM rolls, it always scares me.
Okay.
Worse when he smiles.
You
But,
haven't heard from the Washko Ludova.
those are the ones that the father with
Yeah,
his group.
right.
Haven't heard from them yet. I don't think they had radios, correct?
Um,
I think they did, but like shorthand radio.
yeah, so they're like in this area here, right?
Mhm.
Like in
I
this.
think they said they wanted to be involved, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to involve them if I do not know how to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone can send a runner out looking for them. Maybe they need assistance, but
You see Rupert just, kind of back away a little bit because he doesn't want to get
he's
ideas
not
into it.
allowed to shoot you, Rupert. Not allowed to shoot you. You're the
Just
good
because
one.
he's not allowed doesn't mean he hasn't done it. He's done it once.
It is okay. I patch you up. You're good.
That's not the point.
No,
The point is not to
don't
get shot in the first place.
Yeah,
I'll give you extra helmet.
I think I'm definitely gonna take some time and so like so this is more or less this triangle here or polygon is more or less Cilicia,
Yes.
right? And then
Well, Florian, darling, if you can call your brother
yeah, and this
before
is
it
kind
gets
of
too late.
this area is like where the Washko Ludova are. And
Mhm.
then
Krakow is large
Soviet,
area.
yeah, Soviet 20th
It is up here.
is actually pretty good, big territory in theory.
I don't know how much they're going into just a shoulder. That's a large area for them to try and maintain.
Yeah, it's kind of like this area here, and they're trying to move further. The patrols have been seen as far south as Oshkov, like you've seen, right? So
Mhm.
I guess this area is sort of disputed territory, right? So
Not in our opinion.
mhm.
It is about to not be disputed.
And then
But that's
Krakow's influence is,
rather
probably
large.
well, I mean now you've kind of you made a right, so kind of down. Well, now it's probably extending probably about like that. I would say crap for Krakow. Now it's extending out to the salt mines and to that place you just helped to liberate.
Mhm.
So and they definitely, I mean, you definitely run into patrols like this far from Krakow, right? So, and they send caravans like all the time in this direction, and then in this direction, and I guess they do trade, although it's been right, they do trade along this route, you know, into Cilicia, but probably not as far as the capital of Cilicia, which is Brasibor's.
Yeah.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
All right. So we got there's a little delay, but you get Julian on the line, and he goes, "Brother, you're calling me for help.
Oh,
Are you moving
Julian,
on this? Are you moving on these
Julian.
Soviets? Are you that ambitious?"
Yes, of course we are. But Julian, I wanted to let you know what our plan would be, because my understanding is that you will have Commander Duta coming, correct?
No, you're
No?
you're uh
Oh,
Duda probably won't go, but like the
mm,
major, I have to figure out the name, the major for you
mhm.
guys. Um,
Well, the way it stands right now, Julian, and I will let you speak to your brother because I know
so they're
he's your
so
first.
Krakow sending like 110 plus the command. Yeah.
So we are sending a sizable force, and I know you also want to participate. So I will turn you over to your brother so you two can discuss it. But I feel as though since it'll take a couple of shifts for you to get there and maybe heading out about the same time so that you can reach there. If you get there after us, we will obviously hold the area and you can be back up if that works for you.
Um, all right, so give me one of these leadership, persuasion, I guess.
Well, I mean, I can use persuasion. I really
Help.
wanted Ren to talk to his brother, not to
I'm
me.
not going to
But
talk to myself.
I know. But you
You
said
talk to
persuasion?
Brian. Huh?
Persuasion?
Uh-oh.
I will. I can't even press on anything to see what I need to re-roll. What is it?
D12.
Three. Florian is going to have to do it himself.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, Kasha's in the middle of something. If she asked him to do it, he will have to do it.
Yeah.
Not that me rolling it is going to be any better. It doesn't like me tonight. Didn't like me last time either.
I know. It's crazy. It likes Vince.
All right, Vince, you talk to him, and I don't know how to close this now. What am I rolling for Florian? And I feel as though he should get the modifier because this is his brother. Just like Kasia should have had her modifiers, but
Well, you should already maxed out. Yeah. And she's stressed. She always gets stressed out talking to Julian. He's not a nice person.
she doesn't like him. But he's now
Ren.
brother-in-law,
Mhm.
and he doesn't like her, and she knows this. But
Ren, command is C. I can roll 2d10, I guess. His brother will have empathy. Oh, nice. I'll roll 2d12, but okay.
oh, sorry, I'll do it again. No, it only rolled one.
That's a success already. So
There's the other
double
one.
2 successes, 2 9s. Cool. All right, she goes, Well, brother, if we are going to coordinate this, I'm still mad that you must. I know you are not Krakow, but you are associated with Krakow. You must get an apology from them, from that crazed leader or that overly ambitious general for 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 kidnapping the Pope from me.
Kidnapping the Pope that you kidnapped?
That is beside the point.
I think that is entirely the
Does
point,
Krakow get
brother.
up all the assets?
What are you
They
talking
got the
about?
Black Madonna there already.
The Black Madonna has always been my project. It is what I got my degree in. It is what I have pledged my life to protect. You, especially you, should know what its meaning is to me.
So it is true then, you are the ghost of Shestashova, the ghoul,
Obviously.
the ghoul of the monastery.
Ghoul? Is that what you call me now, brother?
I do not call you that, but the Americans do. They fear you.
Hold on a moment.
Which is ironic
Reed,
because it is the Germans that destroyed our city.
hold on a moment, Julian. Reed, would you mind coming to the radio and explaining that you do not call me a ghoul to my brother?
Reed kind of just looks and just like kind of shakes his head like it's family drama. And then as soon as he walks, he looks up. He's like, "Oh, I think someone's calling me," and he kind of dips out. Doesn't want to get roped into the family drama.
I will say this to you, Julian. If mom and dad and our brother were alive today to hear the way you are to me, they would spit on the ground with the disrespect you give me. Maybe I should be talking to Maria and not you. She's the better leader out of the two of you.
Maria is here. She wanted
I'd
to.
like to speak to
True.
her.
She says, "I am here."
Hello, Maria. Kasia will chime in and say, hello, Maria. It is me, Maggie.
The trainer?
Doctor, I'm a doctor now. I only was his trainer for 6 months. My goodness, your family. Plus, I have all of Julian and Florian mom's recipes still and pictures of your grandparents that your mother sent me at the beginning of the war. I have kept them safe. Some might have tear stains
Yes,
on them.
yes. Maggie was able to save things and clear the locker up there from Legia.
Yes.
So Julia says, "I am jealous that you helped with that Baron fellow."
You're jealous of Florian?
Yes, of Florian. Of course she is. Of course he is.
You've always been jealous of Florian. Always hated me, but always jealous of Florian. Which begs the question, why did you hate me so much?
Well,
Mario, why does your husband hate me? I have never done anything to him. And I have gotten better at making your mother-in-law's borscht recipe.
well, she says, it is something I will talk to him about because I think our well, there's like a discussion that you can't quite hear off camera. And then Julian says, "We do have a mutual enemy. I will give
Yes,
you that."
And the mutual enemy is not myself and your brother. And I do believe
I will send
this is
you. I will move some things around, but I will send you. I will send you a group of cavalry, 5 squadrons,
on horses.
soldiers, 10 vehicles. They will come out from the most sense makes that they will come out from Pishkowich. And if need be, I will start moving assets, more powerful ones.
I would appreciate that. You know, Julian, before I let your brother hang up, I did also gather from your mother when she visited with me last, when I was able to speak with her. I did remember to grab her pictures of your grandparents' wedding, your birth certificates, your baby pictures of your little ones, and your wedding pictures. I have them saved for you. And I would love for you, after all of this is done, to come visit us so I can give those to you and show you that Krakow has nothing but love for Silius. We do not wish to be enemies. We are family.
Well, we will see.
I'm sure. And I do want to send my condolences on your son. Julian, Lorian told me of that, and it broke my heart. It was precious to you and was also precious to us. And my prayers have been with you for healing ever since.
Because, well,
But
they tried to kill me and they killed my son instead.
that is despicable at best. And you said that was the 20th? Or Marathas?
GRU or KGB, it does not matter. They are both despicable.
The GRU I give you, very despicable. KGB I can handle. GRU is supposedly in Lupulin. Did you know that? We found some of their assets came down. We slept them.
Another reason to be wary of Krakow.
Why? Because we
Do
have
they not?
forced them out.
Are you not allies with Libulin?
Lublin is trying to clean up the area, just like we are. Allies is what we are, but now friend to GRU. And as far as KGB goes, they are not much anymore since the war. But I will not keep you. But I still have the vodka from the vodka museum that we could toast at Christmas time. Although I will warn you, Julian is not much of a drinker anymore, but we will work on it. We will work on it. But Maria, I would love for you guys to come and spend Christmas with us. We want to have a Christmas mass and pray for those that we have lost and look forward to what we will be gaining. There's so much of life left. I don't want to dwell in losses. And I look forward to seeing you again. It has been 8 years since I saw you. Hard to believe that long.
Yes. Well, I will probably send Marcin to lead this group, see what you are about. Podolski.
Marchin's last name is Podolechki.
Yes. You would not know him, Florian.
I would not expect that he would.
But he is a cavalry officer like myself. Well, mechanized infantry anyway.
Do you have a vet? In Silius,
A what?
a veterinarian. Care for your horses?
Yes, we have many veterinarians.
Because we have many horses in Krakow.
Lucia
Huh?
will be the new will be the genesis of the new Poland.
We will see about that. I would love for it to be a team effort instead of a one out, but I will let you go because we both need to go meet up with other people. But I will make sure to relay the coordinates for where you guys are to meet us. And I will give you the numbers to the radio that you can reach us at on a secure line, obviously, is what we would request.
Yes.
But Julian, we love you.
He kind of grunts.
And just to do you some harm, I will blow kisses on the radio just to make you upset. Caesar, do you remember when we were playing the forest near the castle? And you would pretend to be Julius Caesar leading the Roman army. Do you remember that?
This Florian talking?
Yes.
Because maybe.
You remember. Because you took the leaves and made a little crown. And I remember Mom caught you with one of her big towels trying to make a toga out of it. I remember. Back when we were brothers with nothing else to worry about. But we shall see you soon. I love you, brother. I love you, Maria.
All right, well, they sign off because, well, hopefully we'll see you sooner rather than later. Don't get blown up, Ghost of Shestashova.
By name alone, I should not get blown up, right? Did you not call me an ogre? Rupert, did you need to call anybody from your group?
No, I think we'll be okay. We tend to be pretty mobile and ready to go.
Well, I meant, why am I blanking on their names? They were sending messages, the Nazarene, right?
Oh, Nazarene, right. They were going to try to, well, they could, so Dimitri says, well, oh, I don't know. Yeah, it might be worth talking to them. I think the last time we brought them up, they were going to try to communicate with the Americans on the far side of Cilicia.
Right, to see if they would aid us in taking on the 20th.
Like on these, I think they're based in Liebenleck, this place.
Yes.
I don't know. They're probably not. I guess they do have assets in Cilicia, but they've had to lay low. I mean, I guess you could also, Dimitri says we could also have them try to contact. We could also have your DIA friends looks at Rupert. Try to contact those Polish partisans, the ones led by the priest. Or he says, I should probably roll for Dimitri.
Because the only one that Rupert would think of would probably be the one from the mines. Because we do need to see about trying to send aid or something to him to help restart with the mines and whatnot.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Why did it do that? That's dumb. Yeah, my bad.
Mm.
All right. He doesn't, he's an NPC, so he doesn't think of other things.
What was he thinking he was thinking of?
I don't know. I
Well,
guess
anyway,
you guys could make both you guys could roll make it just a straight intelligence roll for each of your characters and see. Like an idea
okay.
roll in Call of Cthulhu.
Well, that's Cassia. Do you need one
Gee.
from Ren?
Oh my gosh. You're like both the well, I don't know if it's Reed or if it's Rupert, but both of you
It's
like
supposed to be a Rupert, but it's A for both.
but both of you like, wait a second. There's a lot of Polish people in the territory held by the Soviet 20th. Why doesn't the Nazarene work on trying to help with an uprising, especially in this place?
Yes, I agree. Couldn't we ask them to do that?
We could. Might be a good idea for them.
Maybe
Not a
they
man.
can also do karaoke and drink beers with us at the Nazarene or at the
Uh,
Nostrovia tonight when we go to meet Andre and Alexander.
You guys might do that. Rupert and the guys and his squad might dip out on that.
they might. Reed's probably like pacing back and forth, but we should get going. We should get
Well,
going.
Mhm.
yes, but we need to talk to Andre and Alexander and play dominoes.
Well, what do you want? Volkov's going to go on the
Well,
hind. Is Volkov going in the hind then? What about his men? What about also the
Yeah.
any of the Soviet
well,
tanks?
I'm gonna say
Well, yes,
Reed might still do the recon and whatnot. Rupert might stay and play dominoes for a little bit because it's gonna take him some time to get there, and it's not gonna take Rupert long to set up communications.
Okay.
true. I mean, first things first, we need to find out if Andre and Alexander are going to help. If they're going to help, then I don't have to move too many people around. I would
Mhm.
like Volkov with his men in his BTRs. That's what I would like.
Mhm.
Maybe on the side of the castle where they cannot be seen, but they can
Well,
come
you have
down
to.
quickly.
Volkov has to be there to speak from the castle battlements or whatever.
Mhm.
Right, right. Because what I would ideally like is Andre and
Oh, I
one
got
of
another
ours.
funny coincidence for you.
What?
Is this right?
I would like Andre and Aldona in one plane and Alexander and Sam in another. But if Andre and Alexander don't go, then it'd be Aldona and Sam, and then we would have to send two others with them.
That's
And
like,
I,
you mean like a sortie eventually out to here? It's like 100-kilometer round trip.
right, but they'd be in airplanes
Yeah, yeah.
and they'd be leaving from the Krakow airport, not from the middle of Krakow. So
No,
they
I
would
know,
be
but
where
that's
we
why I
are
put it
now,
in this little bend here.
right? To do the bombing raids at if we can.
It's 54 kilometers, 50 kilometers, 54 kilometers, 52.
Isn't that within their range easily?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just saying it's a 100-mile round, 100-kilometer round trip.
Yes.
All right. So Reed and them are gonna take off, right? Do I have them here?
Reed and the Marines, and I was thinking that some of the Warta could go with, or do you not want them to go with, Rupert?
Oh, was that for Rupert? I'm sorry.
Do you want any of the Warta to go with the Marines to do the recon?
It probably wouldn't hurt.
because we're going to have, the 2-man squads with the rifles to do recon. It seems like we have so many other scouts. I thought the Warta could help protect the south end with you and go assist with the recon if needed, since they would not be that far away.
We can. I might just have them run secondary on the farm by the castle. So while the two guys with the two squads with the rifles go up to the castle, they can at least keep eyes onto the surrounding area nearby.
Oh, you mean that farm? Okay, that farm that's
Yeah.
on the other side of the ravine, more or less.
Yes, by the
Yeah,
castle.
Yep, yep.
all of that. So they would be under your command, Rupert.
Hmm.
So Adam and Dimitri would be corresponding with you, as well as Reed and his group would be responding with you, so you can handle that much. I know you can, I trust you can, and I believe you can, so
Hmm.
I let you have that. So we will change you to, what, platoon commander for right now. Pick a title that you wish to have. You can have it. Here at the Free Krakow Coalition, we believe in letting you have whatever title you want.
Right.
Take as many prisoners as you want.
Hmm.
Yep.
Do what you wish over there.
Okay.
But I do expect that scouting party to be coming ahead of the Zemblat. Why can't I not call him that? Is Zembatsky? Whatever. I'm just gonna call him Z.
mhm.
I expect him to send a scouting party because I believe he would have the forethought to think I should not leave myself open to an ambush, although that is exactly what he will be involved in.
Yes. Oh, I will remind you
Mhm.
that um, the Soviet 10th Guards Division, I don't know if you want to keep them back in reserve, but they do have an artillery group of 6 squads. Um, the first squad has, I mean, they only have like one 120 millimeter mortar, but then they have, um,
How feasible would it be for them to leave Krakow and head kind of up near that area? I don't know how to use the little pointer on here. Is this the little pointer? Sorry, I'm not playing on my normal computer. Now, up this way?
it was a Soviet 10th Guards Division, right? God, they got some good stuff.
Yes.
They also have a recon group that has rifle grenades. They weren't really used that much.
I don't know how to delete this now that I did this.
I mean, the artillery group includes the howitzers, right? So 2 squads of the
Mhm.
howitzers, which you don't take, but they do have the mortars and ATG.
I don't know how to get rid of the little pink line that I drew. Can you erase that?
Where am I doing?
Erasing my little pink line.
Oh, right, like that.
I don't, I don't know how to get rid of all this.
It's fine.
There we go. No, I think it's gone, right? Is it off the screen?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good. But how feasible would it be for them to take off now and head in that direction? It would take days, right?
Who?
The Russians.
No, the Russians are at the airport.
No, we just talked about them. The 9th with they have the howitzer and everything. How long would it take for them to get up there? Because aren't there roads they could travel on?
The bad guys, you mean?
No, ours.
Your Soviet 10th Division. Yeah, they could.
Correct.
Uh, I think you guys have vehicles.
They have some vehicles and they have horses and they have the howitzer and all kinds of fun stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm just thinking they would not expect them. And if they saw them, they could play dumb, like they were trying to get in, almost literally hiding in plain sight. What do you think, Rupert?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean they have quite a bit of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think having them, when we leave out to head to the castle, they could leave out to head in that general area. Because isn't this a road that they could travel up out of Krakow? I don't know how to draw in here very well.
Yeah, there's some roads there. I mean, technically it's off road, but they can get there. They at least the squad of mortar people could get there. You just commandeer a truck.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have any vehicles. They did kind of march, more or less.
We have
They did commandeer one BTR, right?
Right. I mean, we have so many vehicles. I don't see that it's a problem for them to take some of those. They
Yeah.
could even take one of the T-72s.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna take a T-72?
We have two of them. What do you think, Rupert?
I mean, we can, but it's going to be a massive one. It'd be kind of hard to get through the woods if you want to come from the wood side,
Oh,
or we can keep one on
that's
the road.
I mean, a tank is better off-road than
Oh, actually, yeah, I take it back. I'm thinking of it backwards. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have one, at least one.
One with us and one with them.
and
We
I
could.
think that you can take at least the mortars, um, maybe try to get them up that hill. The BMP can carry 7 people.
Yeah. But don't we had that truck that we just commandeered,
True.
the technical, and then
BTR can carry, well, they do have a BTR. They have an extra that BTR that they got,
commandeered.
the one with the hole that has been patched up, right? I think.
Yes. Yes, and we have an OT-64 that way too.
Yeah.
It has built-in air conditioning. That's been
Yeah,
patched.
that's the one. I meant the OT-64.
Yes.
So they have that. And then you have the BMP. You also have the M113, right? These guys, two M113s.
Mm-hmm. I
So
mean, we have enough.
you could transport at least if you wanted to the artillery, at least the mortar squad, if you wanted
Yes,
to. And
send
then,
them up.
but why does it say? Yeah, not. I
And
mean,
it
maybe
is,
not the two howitzer squads, but then you could. They also have an ATG, like an anti-tank squad too.
yes, that would be good to send up that way too. Because we have one coming from the Warmo, but it'd be good to have our own go up that way too.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be silly, but would it not be appropriate to send some of them on horses? It'd be a little easier to get in and out the trees, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, the horses. You could take. They have horses.
Some can go on horseback.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think, Rupert?
I think that's a genius idea, especially with horses and having to man the cavalry for it.
I mean, it'd be a little unexpected, I think.
That it will, yeah, for sure.
And if they get close enough and they mouth up, we throw the horse dung at them.
One thing too that'll be cool is to have that with the mortar teams, so that way they can just pick up and then carry on horseback to move to another spot nearby.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's only one mortar, but they got plenty of rounds. It's one
Oh
one
yeah,
order, and then yeah, you can have a squad, couple squads from those guys. Maybe not the howitzer group, but then the
Hmm.
artillery group, there's another um 15, 24 people. So that's 34 and the leader. So 35 people. They'll have AK-74s.
Yeah.
They also have in the security group, and those guys could actually, they would know how. There's, you could give them some RPGs. They know how to fire RPGs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's 30,
Um,
35 people from the artillery group. Obviously, the howitzer people will stay. But
yes. But I think between now and the next time we meet up, we can have that list posted and then we can go over it so people know who's going where and which team.
right, right.
Because Rupert, I think you could be in charge of the recon team and you could also be the point of contact for our Halitzer group. We could just call them the Halitzer group. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, so Reed and them are going to take off. So
Yes.
let's
But before they go, Kasha is very adamant that they get hugs and they talk about it and that we visit the church and we pray for their safety first.
well, they want to Reed wants to get going. The sooner the better that they recon in that area and set things up.
Yes, he can leave, but she will be going to the church to pray for their safety or just pray wherever they are.
Rupert's not going with them, right?
Not yet, he's playing dominoes. We have a very
Vince?
important domino game for him to win against Andre and Alexander. Maybe you can challenge them. You win, they have to go.
I'm gonna say if I'm gonna be in charge of them, I might need to move out with them because instead of me doing a communication outpost just outside the city, if I'm gonna be in charge of the recon guys, then I would need to follow suit.
All right. You're going to trust Florian and I to play dominoes?
Your
I
Kasha's
will
very
let you.
persuasive. So.
Yes, Kashi is
Well,
very persuasive.
yeah, I think it should be okay.
All right. She will give you and your team hugs and make sure all of you have enough, you know, gas. And do you guys need to take a still with you so that you can produce gas while you're traveling?
Sure, it won't hurt, but I think we'll be okay.
All right.
Okay.
It might come in handy if we commandeer more vehicles, though.
Yes.
I mean, the castle has a big still.
But they won't be at the castle.
I know, but they'll be nearby.
They'll be nearby, but still, I don't want them to be out there and then stranded. And we don't know what is at the farm. There could be stuff there. We don't know.
Right. So the Zill's gonna or is gonna carry a 50-liter still, all broken down, I guess.
Yes.
I guess the Spox, yeah, we'll carry it.
Well, the Zill can, with the Marine,
Okay,
with the Marines in it.
got it.
Yes. Think you have enough trees and stuff nearby that you could use to make the fuel. And while you do that, then Florian and Kasia will go see if they can find Andrei and Alexander.
Mhm.
And before you leave out, she wants to give you a little flask.
Okay.
And it's vodka. She's not very good at making it, but she wants you to at least have it to warm you if you get cold.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Rupert takes it.
you got like North Green and Reed in the technical. You guys in the spa Panzer, and then the two Zills.
Hmm.
Um, so Webb, Garcia, and then the other 19 Marines spread out in that one. What about and then is What about the Wart? You wanted the Warta to come with?
The
Yeah.
word I thought we
Oh,
were going with.
yeah. At least a small amount of them.
All right, so 3 UAZs will probably go. Dimitri, Adam, and like a platoon, so 15 of them in 3 UAZs. If I can find some UAZs around.
3 UA.
Yeah. So probably like two.
I'm not trying to be rude, but Rupert, who on your team that is going has the ability to do any medical?
The first aid kit scan.
No, medical.
That is a good question.
Because
Um,
I know Garcia's no, Reed I do not believe has much.
Reed does not have any, neither does Rupert. Let me see if any of the soldiers do.
Because I'm thinking maybe Kylie needs to go.
She can. Won't hurt to have a
Look at
medical.
see if
I
Dimitri.
don't know why I can't get to any of the other characters.
That's
I
fine.
mean, the Allied soldiers have the medical for CD.
Yeah. So they'll have first aid.
Mm-hmm.
They're frustrating. There we go. I know Diaz does not. Kylie does. Obviously, in our group, we don't have to worry about the Kasha will be there.
Well,
But then,
Costa will be in the air, but
but
have to
she'll
be
be
after
nearby.
the fight.
She'll be nearby.
Be in the
Sam,
castle.
she'll be right at the castle. But I'm just trying to think of who in your group, and I can't scroll with the characters.
Well, I told you, the Allied soldiers and whatnot, so the
Yeah,
other
first
guys can
aid.
do a
Yeah.
CD. They have a CD.
Is that all you want, or do you want to take Kylie?
I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
The ideal is not to have any kind of conflicts, just to stay and watch.
Well, I don't want you to have conflicts, but I also don't want you to be without medical aid if needed. I usually send as best as I can. Each team has medicine available to them.
I mean, we have medicine available to us. I'm not saying we're going to have a trauma unit out there,
Well, no,
but
I don't.
also as soon as if we do get into conflict, we're going to radio to you just because our plan has been cut short and we have to move.
Move forward. Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have
Just making
UAZs
sure.
somewhere.
I want to make sure that is taken care of. Kashi will make sure that you have plenty of medicines and band-aids and everything that you would need.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a few first aid kits. That won't never hurt.
And each person should have a tourniquet available to them that they know how to put on.
I wear
That's
a belt.
standard.
Does that count?
No, that's not
I mean, a
count.
belt can be
Because
used
then
as a
if
tourniquet.
you have to use it, then your pants fall down. Just take a tourniquet. They're very small, fit in pocket.
Yeah.
I'm just putting the stuff here, and so it's all over here. And then,
That's okay. Then we'll have to list it out before the next time.
yeah. Well,
But I think it makes sense. I just want to make sure that everything is thought of that can be thought of. And I am sure someone in the Warta might have medical training as well.
Ideally. But either way, we have just the basics. The CD will be okay, I think.
Yes. It's not like we are that far away.
Mm-hmm.
right.
And the ambulance will be at the castle. So if we need to send a trauma team, they can get there. That is the plan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, I guess you're leaving out, then off we go to play dominoes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. So
I've never played dominoes. It's an American game.
No, it's not.
not.
Oh,
It's I believe I know South Americans play it a lot more hardcore than as well as Cubans and a few others as well. It's not
okay, well,
just a
I
US
am
game.
Polish and Russian. I could offer a drinking game.
I mean, they can make dominoes into a drinking game.
If I would hope not, but we will do our best. All right. So what do I have to roll to once we get to the Nostrovia to see if we spot Andrei and Alexander?
I'll probably will adjust this map because
Okay.
there's a lot more. So right now I might make it like, I don't know. Hopefully I can make it bigger
I don't see why you couldn't.
because right now it's like 50 meters per hex. But I might make it because if I double the size of it, then you know make it 20 meters per hex might be a little better.
Yeah.
25 meters per hex might be a little better. And we can fit more stuff,
Yes.
right? Because you guys will be coming. These guys are up. I put the tokens on there so we can adjust them at some point. I'm gonna leave you guys on here. You guys will be coming from this direction.
Yes.
That's well, all of you guys. That's how he came up. And then like I will show you their handouts. So here is the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so the important thing are like those that pass, right? That's pass is like um through here.
Through where?
If you close it, so that passes through here, right? So those two high points are like here and here um, on that picture. And I think I have, and the approach from the south. It's interesting. Um, you see this thing there, like that's the approach from the south. So from here, from here, there's that big rock right there.
Mm-hmm.
That that thing with the camera on it was that big rock, and then there's that road that goes over there, and then another view. If you go out,
I'm
another
trying.
view. Oh, you zoom out.
Cards. The cards are in the way. It's very difficult for me to
Yeah.
zoom in and out. All right.
So
Can you close the cards?
yeah, it didn't. Oh, so there's the other view there, a different view.
Yeah, this is not easy for me to zoom in. Okay, there.
Yeah, I hear the car. So then that's another view, and you can see um the elevations and stuff. So I mean, I can move these out of the way um when we need to, but I'll just leave them here for now.
Yeah. Because they have to get reconning and we need to go find Andre and Alexander at Nostrovia.
Yeah, I don't know what. Hold on. Um, oh, that's weird. Oh, I had an aura around it, but you guys can't see it. I don't know if it's worth it. Let me see. Um,
R.
yeah. See, like that. So you could see like an inset.
Oh, okay. I think our dog thinks he's a monkey.
Yeah. So you can kind of like a little inset map thing.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. But I will make sure I leave you guys on there so you can play around with it.
Okay.
But we'll temporarily jump back. Oh, I guess we should. Do you want to roll stuff now, Vince, to get there, or do you want to wait till next time? That'd be the first thing we do. You're muted, by the way.
I know. I was arguing with the computer and my mouse. Bear with me. So, I'm fine with, if you want, just having the planning committee here. If anything, do the dominoes if you want, and then get into the rolling and all the action next time if you want.
Okay.
Or yeah, because I like that idea of like one day or one session, just all the dialogue and all that, and then the next one just combat.
Yeah,
Yes,
potentially, yeah.
we kind of like that.
Okay. So here we are.
Yeah,
Sandomir.
Cassia and her explosives.
Ha. All right.
I
Well,
said, yeah,
you
Cassia
get
and
to
her explosives.
so this real quickly. We'll do the you get there to Nostrovi. Um, you can decide who you're going to take. There's definitely a lot of people want to volunteer in the group. You know,
To go
so
to Nostrovi?
well, I mean, I guess you're gonna Ronson and Hicks are going in the tank, obviously. Diaz will probably is volunteers to drive some of but they're gonna go on horses, I guess, a 10th. But if you
Well,
need
Brian is going to drive the other T-72 and go with the Howitzer group.
well, they're not taking the Howitzer though, are they?
No, I'm just calling them the Howitzer group because if I call them the Russians, it gets very confusing.
No, no Ronson's gonna go with them, but kind of yeah. But do you want the BMP to go with them too, or is Diaz staying back?
Diaz and Ronson are staying with us. Castle. Brian can take some of them in the T-72 and drive it with them. Because he's actually a tank driver by trade. He's just been driving the ambulance for so long.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out who's gonna put. I guess the M113 is gonna stay back, and we're gonna put Anna, Aubrey, Signa, and Liam in the tanks.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Off camera, we can figure it out and we'll have all that sorted.
yeah. Okay. Or Diaz can drive the tank, I guess, and Ronson can be the gunner, right?
Diaz is not a tanker. Stigna is a tanker.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Stigna drives tanks and Brian drives tanks.
Okay.
Those are our tank drivers.
Yeah. Well, I guess you can have Diaz drive the gas. She might not like
Yes. Or the ride, one or the other.
Or well, the M113 or the BMP.
Mm-hmm.
And you ride.
She'll drive what she's told, but for right now, we need to get Rupert on his way and we need to go find Andre and Alexander.
So you get to Nostrovi. He introduces you to these guys. So they meet you and they say, and they repeat. There you go. See, I put them back. They repeat, we don't want to fight anymore. We retire. We just make bikes. We just make bikes. I do not know why you want to get involved in more wars. We are tired.
I am not asking you to get involved in war, just fly a plane.
For wars.
No, not a war. We are eliminating things from a war, but my intention is hopefully the planes don't even have to do much more than drop a few bombs and return. And we're not even dropping it on people, dropping it on apparatuses that don't need to come in and threaten Krakow. I dare say, without your help, they could be coming into Krakow. Then you don't have a choice. You have to take up arms. I am trying not to let that happen.
Yeah, Dimitri went with Rupert.
Dimitri and Adam went with Rupert, but I think the general would be there,
He
or
doesn't,
at least his
he doesn't go to that place.
representative.
He doesn't go to that American place.
No, his representative, Commander Duda.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because he's going. So that group is going with you guys with the tank and then splitting up. Yep. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. So yeah, Paul's there.
yes. And I am not very good at dominoes, but I am very good at making borscht, which has absolutely nothing to do with dominoes. So I could challenge you to karaoke maybe, but I only know a few songs.
Uh-oh. You only knew a few songs.
I know American songs,
Like this one?
not that one. I know exactly what you are going to play, not that one. I know that song very well. And it is like singing It's a Small World in your head. It never stops. We could pick a different one.
Yeah. I guess you can't hear it, huh?
No, thank God. So maybe not karaoke. I am not good at darts. I am very good at shooting, but I don't feel like shooting people. That is not
There it
very
is.
much fun. Good thing for me, I can't hear it.
We gotta stop it. I forgot about that. Okay. Anyway, that's what's going on in the background there.
Okay.
So I guess we just do this like as a persuasion.
Yeah, hopefully.
So what kind of bonuses does Kasha have? Because these guys, I rolled. Wait, before you roll,
You
what kind
just
of
asked
bonuses?
about bonuses. She has a +1 for persuasion if I'm trying to change somebody's mind.
Okay, that applies.
And I think that is it. As far as what would apply in this situation.
What does that give you?
I already have it would make it an AA, but I already have an AA without the +1, so I don't know.
Okay, so I guess it would stay in AA because I guess it would be reluctant.
Already in
But that
AA?
counters your +1 for changing their minds.
No, that's without me changing anything. I'm already at an A in empathy and an A in persuasion.
Right. But your bonus counters their negative. So it's still AA.
Okay, so you want me to roll?
Yeah, just roll. All right, so they'll do it for Krakow, but only recon, says Alex, and then the other one says, and we will not drop bombs on people, just tools of war.
All you have to do is fly the plane. The other one going with you will drop the bombs. Then everybody will know all you did was fly the plane.
That sounds good to me.
And if you do this, then afterwards you come to the house, I make you borscht.
We buy some bikes.
So I don't know how to ride a bike. Well, I know how to ride a motorcycle. Do you sell motorcycles?
No, alas, we do not sell motorcycles.
You know what? I can buy Leo a bike. Leo needs a bike. He doesn't have one. I think
Oh,
he
Leo
knows how to
probably knows
ride.
some first aid too. I guess he'll go in the ambulance.
So I can buy him a bike.
Right. That's probably true.
Do you have like an off-roady type one?
Yes, we have off-road. We have dirt bikes. Well, off-road bikes.
And then you can equip him with many things like lights and I don't know. No bells. Those are
Bell,
annoying. I don't want a bell. What about a
horn.
horn?
All right. Cool. All right. So they're on board.
She'll hand them some money now, or whatever it is they are using to trade for.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they'll come. Well, they'll be there when they're ready. All right. So let's give me. I guess I'll just give Reed and Rupert some recon rolls.
And Kasia would get on the radio before they got too far out of town to let Rupert know that Andre and Alexander are coming.
Well, so you have a contingency, I guess, just in case.
And all I had to do was buy Leo a bike.
Ignore that. That's old Otbach. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll put them in place at some point. Like I said, I got to fix this map, but oh, go ahead, Vince, if you want to. You and Reed roll a couple of recons.
So we're all moving over there then?
Yeah, you're moving in that direction. I guess. I mean, we looked at the map before, and it's going to take like a shift, more or less.
So that's Reed. And then
Do you need one
Reed
from
is gonna
Garcia?
push.
Reed is going to
Because
push. Okay.
can't
Oh
get
yeah,
to Garcia.
Reed's good. Rupert's good. Do you want him to roll an allied one for the Warsaw and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, you got like
Dimitri and
four.
Anthem?
You guys got 3 successes for Reed, so I don't think
Yeah.
we can beat that.
Okay.
Right. So I just
And
got.
I do believe that Dimitri has his own character sheet.
Yeah, I have a character sheet for Dimitri.
And I think we have it standing that he almost always has a stress when he's around Sasha.
Yeah, we got that already. Okay.
Probably not as stressed by Rupert, but Kasha very stressed. She has that effect.
Right.
So
That's weird. All right. So the only thing that happens, um, as you head up there, is suddenly the air is filled with gray flakes of ash. At first, you think it's snow, but this airborne suit. Well, I guess you could make a tech roll there, Rupert.
Okay. Rupert will make a tech.
Mhm. All right. Yeah, so Rupert, you realize this is like radioactive ash that's gotten into
Oh,
the atmosphere. I mean, Shestashova was destroyed, and like, and there's other places that have been destroyed, and the wind, kind of just gets in the atmosphere, and so visibility is definitely reduced during the drive. You're
I'll
on.
try to have uh anyone who's out in the field either try to cover their mouths as best they can or try to get into the
Yeah, I'm trying to
vehicles.
think. Yeah, those guys are in the. So the only one would be like if you let Reed know, since you got it, because he's probably in
Mhm.
the back of the truck.
Yeah,
He
I'll
and
let Reed know.
Okay. All right.
and the wart. Let everybody know.
Well, they're in a cupboard. They're covered, so they just, you know,
Hmm.
roll up the windows or make sure the canvas is tight, zip up the Zill. I guess Reed and whoever's on the gun on the KPV in the you're gonna have to get out, get into a vehicle. Those are the ones who are exposed, really, right?
Yeah.
Closed. Um, so yeah,
Try to find room for them to put someplace,
yeah,
either in the spark plugs or in the
they can
canopy.
jump in the back of the. I mean, they can like they can. One of them can at least get in the cab, and then
Mm.
the other one can jump in the Zill or squeeze into your vehicle.
I'll
Mm.
probably have Reed then go into the cabin, and then I think it's Dimitri or the other one into the
Right,
canopy,
green, yeah, green or
green into the canopy.
yeah. Okay, all right, okay. Well, that's so you guys kind of get there. I don't know if you want to let people know that from the castle that you're there.
I am
Right.
sure that you would have had Kasha call the castle and let them know that what was happening. Give them the plan.
Yeah, because you guys will get there like late in the evening,
Hmm.
right? Or like, you know, okay, so you're gonna go to that farm, right? I guess,
Okay. I guess yeah. If you want to get do the farm, then
right? You're gonna go, you're going to this place here, right?
Or
yeah.
Carl, do we want to have them set up and then we handle that as soon as we start up next time?
Yeah, because I got to fix but I want to see if there's anything at the farm or whatever. So like maybe leave a cliffhanger, or maybe not, you know?
Okay.
All right, so roll me a. Yeah, so Kashi, let them know that they're coming, right? Or have Volkov.
Yes,
Volkov probably does it, actually.
one or the other.
Okay.
We would definitely let them know the plan and that Cilius is coming and that we're alerting the rest of the allies that they definitely will not be alone.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. All right.
So what do you need us to roll?
Huh?
What do you need us to roll?
Nothing. I didn't roll anything. All right. Well, this is kind of cool. At the farm, um, you guys come across a. I mean, I'm not gonna make you roll like ridiculous on the recon we did earlier. So you do see a campfire coming from the ruins of the farm. There's that sort of ashy snow on the ground, but you do see a campfire. Yeah, and there's a group of looks like a group of local hunters gathered around this campfire, and they're cooking meat of an animal they have just killed. Of course, they're dusting it off for good measure. It's quite a bit of it. It's probably like a large deer or maybe a feral hog. So I guess I need someone who's got the good persuasion.
Persuasion. So we're gonna make contact with them.
Are you? I mean, they're at the farm. Um,
So at the farm, these are the people that we've already contacted beforehand, to my understanding, or are these possibly refugees that are being held captured? Because what I understood was that these
not
people
that
were being
farm.
held captured
Not that farm. The farm
at
near
that farm.
the castle. I thought
Yeah.
like a farm. There's like a house down here. So probably like
Okay.
the farm near these fields.
Hmm.
Although this is only like 50 meters, so it's not that far. Not that far from the castle. I mean, this house about 100 meters from the castle down the ridge, and then this is, we're coming up. Or the high point is like along here, right? This is the high point here.
Yeah.
So, you probably guys maybe went off road and are trying to make your way across, I guess. Yeah, so it's up to you if you want to, you know, say hi or not.
Trying to remember. Trying to remember if these are friendlies or we just have to keep an eye on them.
I mean, they don't look like they look like they could even be from like the castle, but then just got decided to do like another one more hunting thing type of
In
thing.
that case, I would just hold off. Just keep an eye on them at a distance.
Okay.
I think Volkov would have reminded you that he came across groups like that heading towards the castle as well, that they were trying to get enough meat for their families for the winter,
Hmm.
and that he gave one of them a gun. He would have told you that.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm not sure if this is the same group or not. I'll just play it caution here since we're trying to be stealthy and not to try to draw attention as we get information.
Okay. All right. So you got three on I can't beat that. So, okay. Yeah. So you guys just are going to hunker down.
Hmm.
Um, it's uncomfortable. It's cold, of course,
Hmm.
but I think, and then the morning, they move on.
Okay.
Make their way back to the castle, and then you guys can set up. We'll figure that out where you guys want to set up
Hmm.
tomorrow. And I mean, roll the encounter, so they clearly the Soviet 20th has not arrived here yet, or they haven't.
Hmm.
It looks like so. Those guys, so those hunters you see, they kind of if you watch and they make their way back to the castle. So I don't know if you want to present yourselves at the castle or not, or wait till next time, or
Probably wait till next time. I
okay,
feel like this is a good stopping point.
okay, yeah. So you guys will be able to get in position this shift, figure
Hmm.
things out. So again, I'll try and make this map a little smaller scale so we can put things around. So cool. All right. Anything else we want to do? And then I
I
guess in
don't.
the morning, that means that uh, Kasha and them roll out. Um, right.
Well, not early in the morning. She would let them know that we were coming that way. We would get that way, probably leaving early evening-ish, like early evening, meaning 4 or 5. Because she wants them to be able to get there, and then she wants to bring the hind with the cover of darkness.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but it'll take like a shift to get, you know, especially the horses might take longer actually. Have
Well,
to,
I would think the horses would leave early with the rest of them that were heading out.
okay. So
Those that
the ones that are going to come up, like the ones that are going to come up here, will leave early,
they,
and then
they
Kasha,
might have left at the same time as Rupert and them left, because it
probably
would
not.
take them
They'll leave in
some
the
time.
morning. They got to get everything ready because they're like, oh, I didn't know we were going. Like
Okay.
we didn't know the plan. So yeah, so they can like this is probably the high point here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's like the ridge. It looks like so they can set up there. The horses make their way, and then the mortars. And then I don't know where you want that. You want the tank to drive up there too?
Well, I think the tank would go behind the castle where it's not seen easily, but can get out quickly, right? Maybe not like up on the ridge, but in the trees or something. Or would it be better to have it posted kind of at the very edge of where the Ormo will be? So it's in the trees, but can definitely do damage if needed.
Or in the you want unless you want it in the castle but to roll out. But
Then it has to come down, doesn't it?
it would have to climb up. Like it'd have to go up into the castle, right?
But I'm thinking if you leave it down where we would have the Ormo,
Like
it's
where
in the
ping where you want
trees.
where are you gonna want the Ormo?
I can't ping on the map, so I can't tell you.
Okay.
If you are facing the castle,
Okay.
okay, the front of the castle, to the left is where I wanted the Ormo. To the right, Silius. No, other side.
So Ormo over here.
No. Where that red dot is, if you were facing it, I can't draw on the map. Very difficult. If you were facing, so where the Zil is, facing towards the castle. Where the Zil is, facing towards the castle.
Okay. Like this way. Okay.
Yes. To the Zil's right, Silius. To
Okay.
the left, Ormo. And where you basically have Rupert standing right now would be, I think that would be the middle of where the Ormo would be along that line.
Okay. Because like they're probably gonna come from this way or across this ridge if they're smart. Right.
They can get there however they want to get there. The map is completely different from the way I envision it.
Well, this is the map.
Which way would the scouting party be coming? Which
The
way
scouting
is
party
the
will probably be
Zil?
coming either from here or
That's why I want
across here.
silly. That's why I want the Cilias to the right of the Zil and the Ormo to the left
So you want them all on this side then.
on sides, either side.
Yeah. So not no one up here except for the mortars and the
Up where?
this direction.
That's where the hind will be
No, the hind will be here in the castle.
in the castle. Yes,
And here is where the
that's
mortars,
behind all the activity,
yeah, the mortars and stuff. But Silius is going to be coming from this direction.
which is why they're going to be to the right of the Zil. They just walk past the castle and get into the trees.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't click on the map. I can't do anything on the map, so I can't even draw on the map.
Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out for next time, I guess. All right. Anything else,
No.
No, I think that's it.
Vince? Okay. Well, great. Well, thank you all for playing. Thank you guys for listening. And then next time we'll see how the first encounter go with the Soviet 20th or the remains of them.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you guys for playing, and we'll see you next time. Good night and good rolling.